done.
And did you have anything to say?
Hello.
David.
You can. Okay. All right. Ambrose,
Yes.
do tell where you were last.
Believe. Mostly it was. We were having an argument. The ongoing discussion with Emira.
Mm-hmm.
Was that not what happened last? And then his plan was to go and acquire good meat
Mm.
and speak with a fellow.
Indeed, you recall the hollow that you met.
Yes, the alley witch, whose trinkets I acquired.
All right. In that case, you find yourself before the butcher.
What is the primary meat eaten in Katakan?
Pork.
Pork. Would that be by nobility or commoners?
Common. You say primary meat.
Okay, yeah. I don't think fancy meat is going to go over well. In that case, he would approach whatever butcher was currently in attendance and request some fine cuts and make them bloody, please.
All right. In that case, do me a favor and deduct. Let's see what how the prices of meat faring for you today. Deduct 16 glint.
Gotcha.
And you get a paper package that's a little drippy on the corners.
Oh, perfect. Just how I like it. Yes, and what kind of time of day is it?
It is early evening.
The fights are usually at night.
Yep.
Well, I've got
The
time
marquee
to kill.
fights, anyway.
I'm not sure he'd want to go and hang around there any longer than he absolutely had to. But he also wants to get a better look at the arena if he's going to be in it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he would, being his usual self, swan back over and sit in on a few of the fights. Potentially
Okay.
not all of them.
You betting?
No, this is more pure observation.
Okay.
Of seeing what works and what doesn't.
All right. Make a fortune roll for me and a perception roll.
Of course. Fortune. Fortune is an 18. And perception is still loading. Is a 21.
All right. Make a religion, Arcana or Invocation roll for me.
I go invoke. As in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I was worried invoke and invocation might be separate.
No.
And I was being.
No,
stupid.
I'm just dumb. Alright.
Oh! That's a natural 20 for a total of a 33.
Alright. Then congratulations. You know all about something. Just a moment.
How? Cool.
Why are you in here? Okay, whatever. There was a fight. It was a 2-on-2-on-2.
Hot.
Indeed. It got ugly. Because after one went down early, the teammate of the one that went down joined up with the other two to wail on the team that took down their friend, right?
Yeah.
And it got ugly. The crowd liked it for a little bit, but it slowed down the action. Barker Vic called for it. All right, back to your corners. We're gonna have a proper fight. They refused, and the crowd got excited. Out from one of the doors, a pair of eyes can be seen.
So I'm just writing that down. And were those familiar eyes?
No.
Gottfried.
This is something that you've perhaps seen once or twice, but never under good circumstances.
My uncle.
There are a few names for it. Garogelian, a half-Grinler, an Inkost, a feral devil. This is an infernal.
I would guess.
He charges out and gores two of them. The last guy is declared the winner since he's the last one breathing. He is given his prize money, and then the feral devil tackles him anyway.
Little respect for sportsmanship, apparently, from our horned friend down there.
Because you got a nat 20, a feral devil, one of the lower rungs of lower circles, Yeah, you get it. Of the infernal pit. Foot soldiers. They have all of the charm of a rabid dog, but they're a bit more cunning than they let themselves appear. They can make deals, although usually those deals are like, please, please spare me. Okay, what 2 people are you giving me in exchange?
Yeah.
They have a weakness of pride. And, of course, the standard weaknesses of holy. They are, however, a bit touched of primal. And as such, they can be lured or scared or intimidated or challenged back into their primal instincts. All of their cunning doesn't help them too much once you've goaded them into a frenzy. And they are much easier to trick in this rage state.
Interesting.
They also tend to fall for the obvious threat.
Defenestration.
Yes. If you present them with an obvious opponent, they will focus on the obvious opponent.
I see you.
You also know that they are formed of improperly performed sacrifices. Sacrifices usually of the second finest beast in your flock will, during the night after your failed sacrifice, rise as a feral devil and come and take your finest of your flock, usually your firstborn, consuming it before dawn.
They do taste good. Yamas.
Yeah. He slinks back towards the darkening door. He turns and spares another look towards the viscera in the arena. But the barker, Victor, snaps his fingers and the devil sneers. He must have a pact, or perhaps a mark on the devil, as it obeys him.
Does it look as if it's willingly obeying?
A feral devil never willingly obeys anyone. However, they can be coaxed into willingly making a deal that would compel them to obey. Feral devils also have a minor shapeshift ability where they can turn themselves into a more humanoid-looking form, but they never look anything other than burly, lethal, and unfriendly.
I see. Well, either an ally or a potential interesting enemy. We'll have to see which one you turn out to be, little man.
Heyman would love to nest in his ribcage.
Oh, yes. What? Heyman would be lower on the infernal rung ladder pit.
Yes,
Wild.
Heyman is like a creature.
Do they even have a place in the hierarchy, or would it be pure just like, oh, okay, that's an animal?
They would. So they have a place in the army of the pits, the way that like the beehives that armies would throw in trebuchets had a place.
Mm.
Right.
I'm assuming they had similar uses, just flung at the enemy.
Yeah.
This gives me an idea. Maybe I could get Cece to make me some kind of hand catapult. Specifically Heyman-sized. Well, things to consider. I don't think he's going to watch all of the fights.
Right.
But
this was the most interesting one by far.
Yeah, but because he's been properly trained, he's going to go back to the house and tell everyone what he's planning.
Alright, are you... You're not serving up the meat tonight?
Because now was going to be the big fight the next day.
Mm-hmm.
So... So by talking to him, would I miss the fight?
No, you can do it before or after his fight. You have the time.
He try and speak to the feral before going back home, but with the intent of returning and fighting, I think.
Yeah, okay. Alright then. You head around. There is a part of the alleyways that was once a sewer system that during a flood collapsed. The bricks of the streets got put back together as rough staircases, and now that part of the sewer system has sort of just been, and storm tunnels have just sort of been turned into very low-income housing.
What an amazing smell you've discovered, Princess.
Quite. Amongst them are the sort of shanty tents that these fighters set up in before they go and fight. Emerging from one of them, sniffing the air for raw meat, is your friend.
Introductions. Hello! I don't believe I got your name during our last interaction, friend.
He towers over you, looking down. He looks towards the package in your hand. All for me.
Well, I was thinking of sharing, but if you're hungry, then of course you can have it all.
He, reaches out, grabs it, and just starts biting into it, paper and all, right?
Yeah. I take...
Look, your bribe. What do you want?
No, not a bribe. More of a temporary peace offering, if it's to look like that.
How temporary?
Probably until this evening, this interaction. Why did you come back? Together, it didn't entirely look as if you most certainly wasn't. What did he promise you? Money? Fame? Women? Men?
Or did that come through?
No.
Fucking hate power. When I was in chains, he was in charge. Now I'm not in chains. So I get...
He's just gonna glance up and down at what I'm assuming is the most fucking awful housing that's ever existed. And raise an eyebrow. Look, friend, I can't. This isn't